people, my name is Jizu Lantok from Grade 12 Home Economics, and this is my video presentation and explosion box, and I chose the topic about society. Before I start my presentation, did you guys know the story about Pandora's box? If you haven't, then watch this.
Was never to be opened, for it would unleash untold evils upon mankind. But her curiosity could no longer be contained, and she opened the box, cursing humanity forever. Today we'll be discussing the myth of Pandora and her box. The story takes place during a conflict between the gods of Olympus and the Titans. Zeus was furious with the Titan Prometheus, who had stolen the element of fire from the gods and given it to mankind. As punishment for his actions, Zeus chained Prometheus to a cliff, and every morning an eagle would swoop down and feast on his liver. Every night his liver would heal, only for the eagle to return the next morning and feast again. Prometheus' torture was not enough for Zeus. He decided he would also punish his creation, mankind, for accepting the gift of fire from Prometheus. Zeus ordered the smith of the gods, Hephaestus, to create a woman so beautiful that she was irresistible to both gods and men. She was modelled on the goddess of love herself, Aphrodite. When Hephaestus was done, Zeus brought her to life and named her Pandora. He had all the other gods bestow gifts upon her. Out of all of the gifts she was given, it was the gift of curiosity from Hera that would be her downfall. Zeus planned to give Pandora as a gift to Epimetheus, Prometheus' brother. Pandora was sent down to Earth along with Hermes, who gave her a gilded box. The box was a gift from Zeus, and she was told under no circumstance should she ever open the box. When Epimetheus first glanced at Pandora, he fell instantly in love, and she was to become his bride. Prometheus was aware that Zeus was still seeking revenge, and he warned his brother to accept nothing from the god. Epimetheus was so enchanted by Pandora, he could not imagine life without her. On their wedding day, Hermes came to Epimetheus and told him that Pandora was a gift from Zeus, a peace offering to symbolize that there was no longer any ill feeling between Zeus and his brother Prometheus. Epimetheus believed the words of Hermes to be true and ignored his brother's advice. Every time Pandora looked at the box, she had to remind herself that she vowed to never open it. The curiosity that had been gifted to her by Hera grew each time she denied opening the box. Until one day, when she was unable to resist the curiosity and decided to look inside of the box. She took the golden key that hung around her neck and placed it in the keyhole. Before she knew it, there was a loud hissing sound and a horrible odor surrounded the air around her. Terrified by what she had just unleashed, she quickly closed the box. But it was already too late. She had released all the wickedness and evil that Zeus had locked away in the box, and she finally understood that she was nothing more than a pawn in a game played by the gods. In the box, Zeus had hidden everything that would plague men forever. Sickness, death, jealousy, hatred, famine, and passion all began to spread. Pandora began to feel the weight of the world on her shoulders. She felt responsible for what she had just unleashed upon mankind.
How is it connected to my presentation? Because the theme of my explosion box is all about Pandora's box. But there's more. The story of Pandora's box isn't finished yet. When Pandora accidentally released the evilness from the box, she still managed to look at it, and she saw hope. And that is what my presentation is all about. I'm going to explain and give you hope despite of our current situation. Last year of March, coronavirus existed and we were quarantined for a lot of months. Gladly, in the middle of this pandemic, chemists managed to create or make a coronavirus vaccine that will help us to protect our body by creating an antibody or immune system response without having to experience sickness. If this coronavirus vaccine works and safe, it will help us to get back to the old way of our life. Next is frontliners. Since coronavirus exists in this world, frontliners are the heroes in these days. Despite of this pandemic, they continue to serve and help us to defeat this virus so that we can go back to our old way of life. Thanks to all doctors, nurses, chemists, soldiers, police, garbage collectors, and street sweepers. So all those frontliners that I haven't mentioned or I did not mention, still, thank you so much. Third is social media. Let us admit that social media helped us a lot during this crisis. First is when people discovered TikTok that entertained us a lot. Second, social media helped us to connect with other people, friends, and family abroad so that we can talk to them, call them despite of this pandemic. Third is social media let us know what's happening in this world, like the status of coronavirus and any other incident that's happening like in US and other countries. Fourth and last, free education universities. Free education universities like UP, University of the Philippines. Second is PUP, Polytechnic University of the Philippines. And third, UMAC, University of Makati, are one of those universities here in the Philippines without tuition fees. Free education universities are important in every student because not everyone is gifted to have a wealthy family and not everyone can pay tuition fees. And in this new normal, in the middle of this pandemic, we're in online class. These universities and other schools give and provide us to continue our education by doing online class and using social media. These frontliners, social media, free education universities, and coronavirus vaccines are the hopes in the middle of this dilemma. Again, I am JC Wangsak from Telecom Economics, and this is my own version of Pandora's Box.